Hello traders, in today's video we're going to be going over a sentiment analysis of Bitmex Trollbox chat. So there is a free source currently free called Heimdall right up here, and it does a sentiment analysis of what people say. So whenever a lot of people are bullish in the Bitmex chat, it'll tell us, or when a lot of them are bearish, and yada yada. So it's super interesting, and I've been addicted to constantly refreshing it and looking at this data because it's very fun to analyze. So without further ado, let's go into the video. Alright traders, so diving in now. So in order to get here, you go to Trollbox, and all I did was I went to the messages. You can see there, and then I went to 6 hours in the 1 month. This is looking back. It's not actually looking back a whole month because we don't have that much data yet, but it's looking back from June 26th, current date, back to June 17th. It's only like 9 days. But of this 9 days of data, it's pulled, for me, I put this to every 6 hours. So it looks at these messages every 6 hours, and it's going to tell us whether they're more bullish or bearish. Let's go look. Typically, something kind of funny that happens that many are probably aware of is that Bitmex Trollbox chat's typically wrong. When they're very, very bearish, price just continues to rise. When they're very, very bullish, price just continues to fall, typically. That doesn't always happen. I mean, no indicator is 100%. Ever, really, besides price. If someone's like, oh, price is 100%. Well, okay, cool. But let's go look at some of really what's going on. What I care about is when the Trollbox messages get very, very high, because that means that there are a lot of people posting. When there are a lot of people that are posting, that can suggest bullish or bearish euphoria, or pain, where a lot of people are very bullish or a lot of people are very bearish. I don't really care when it's like here. When there's only, that many messages in blue, that's just not a lot, as you can see. And probably won't have as much of an effect on price. But what I do care about is when messages get extreme, like right here, or like right here. Those matter. Let's go look. So let's go look at this kind of check mark kind of formation where we go, whoop, whoop. What's going on? Well, here we can see that there were more people who were bullish than bearish. Why do I say that? We had 7,500 messages just about in a 6 hour period, okay? Now, the majority of those had a positive sentiment, and the minority had a negative sentiment. And price is at 93.73 in white. You can see that. Price falls a little bit, barely anything after 6 hours. Just not much happens. People are still bullish, right? Cool. Price falls more. People are still bullish. We're at 93.54 now, and now we get a slightly bigger drop. People are still bullish, You can see it's a 5.37% bullish and 4.49% bearish. So people are just in Trollbox chat on Bitmex are just saying, hey, price is probably going to rise. So they're wrong as price falls. They think that price is probably going to rise. Now, as price begins to rise just a little bit, just above this previous high, then they suddenly get bearish. You can see that we have a 5.12% bearish and 4.32% bullish. However, this is not a lot of messages. As you can see here, it's one of the not a high volume of messages, so I don't really care about it that much. What I really care about is this guy right here, the biggest one. 13,450 messages in 6 hours. And the majority of them are negative. The majority of them are bearish. After price does this kind of formation and goes up, the majority of them are saying that price will fall. When price is at 95.13, lo and behold, what happens? Price rises. We go to 96.50. $100 and something boost, and they were all pretty much wrong. Then finally, look, they're now more bullish than bearish after price begins to consolidate at market top, which they wouldn't know, but now we do know. Majority bullish here in a very large amount of messages, 10,000 messages. That's a lot in a 6 hour period. Yeah, they're mostly bullish, as you can see here. And then it kind of flip-flops around. You can see they're mostly bearish, but there's not many messages here. But let me look at when a lot of messages come in. Yeah, these two fellows are very, very interesting. So this one, we can see they're still bullish. I mean, not really. It's not really fair to say. They're kind of like mixed, because here there's more people bullish than bearish, but barely. Here they're more bearish than bullish, but really not that much. But let's go look at what happens when price begins to fall, because with 12,570 messages, I care about that. I care about that slight margin, even if it might be slight. More people are bullish after this price fall than bearish. And what does price do? Price falls from 94.91 farther down to a low of 91.64. They're all wrong. I mean, not all wrong, but the majority is wrong, which is typically what's going to happen with Bitcoin. Price continues to fall, like right to here. Then we get another high volume of messages, except here I do have to say, my counter trading the Bitmex sentiment indicator, it's not always going to work, and it shouldn't always work. And here it doesn't. You can see that the majority are bearish, but price continues to fall. I mean, barely, right? Here, the majority are bearish, but price does continue to fall. So this thing is not going to always paint a reversal, but here's what I care about. What I care about is when price is trending and people are betting against the trend. That matters to me more, because that to me really says that a continuation of the trend is likely to occur. Prime example here, price was rising, everyone thought it was bearish. That's a beautiful thing. Well, price is probably going to rise. Let's go right here. You can clearly see that the majority here are bullish, but price is falling, and there's a high volume of troll box messages. That's a great sign of price continuing down. That's how I like to interpret this. I'm not going to give a ton of weight to this. I'd rather use hard data such as Binance sentiment or looking at market order flow. But this is something that is just a beautiful additional indicator that I do reference. I mean, way too often, but it's helpful. It's very helpful. So let's go look at really, again, what's going on here. Oh, this is a beauty. That is an absolute beauty right there. Look at that. A large volume of messages. We have 11,470 trollbacks messages, right? Now, the majority of them are bearish by far. 4.58% versus 3.78%. And the coding of this isn't phenomenal. What I mean by coding is what counts as a bearish message and what counts as a bullish message. It's not 100% spot on. Of course, it's not, high-level machine learning, but it is something that gives us an indication, okay? Do remember that. Everyone's bearish at the bottom, and I love this. I mean, this is just great. Everyone's bearish at 91.60. And what does price do? Price goes up to a local high, about $100 plus higher. And you can see that they're just continuing to be bearish. More bearish than bullish there, more negative than positive, more negative than positive, still more negative than positive. And then we get really flat, where they're just meh, maybe it's negative, maybe it's positive, whatever. And then we get this, and we have a lot of messages here, geez, at 2 a.m. I think that's Eastern time, not UTC. And then we can see that more people are bearish, and now we can see that more people are bearish. However, that was a lot of analysis on the 1 month. Let's go look at the 1 day, not on the 6 hour. Let's just do a 15-minute. Let's go analyze what's going on here and how can we take advantage. Well, okay, a lot going on. Let's zoom in on a little bit more here. Oh, this is interesting. What I mean by, ooh, nope, no, dude, go back. Thank you, sir. All right, so what I find interesting, again, is when price was rising here, look what happened. So price began to rise here, but just, it was more flat. I can't really say. Oh, wow. That's actually quite the divergence there. 619 messages, and the majority are bearish. Right at that bottom. How about here? What's going on? Same thing. A decent amount of trollbox messages, and the majority are bearish. And yeah, that price rises. Too many people are bearish here. What happened here? Oh my gosh, a lot of people are bearish there. Look at that. I mean, 6.25% bearish. Ugh. A lot of people are just saying, oh, dump, probably bearish. Look how I shorted. Oh, I shorted this. Cool. So a lot of bearish people here, and I think that that's why price had to kill them all, or at least rise to prove them wrong. And price does rise and prove them wrong. But let's see, hey, well, they're all bearish, but when do they get positive? When do they get bullish? Because that's what I care about. I want to see when there's a flipping. A significant flipping, not just a slight one like that. Come on, that's nothing. But a large volume, and they all get positive. So, oh my gosh, yeah, so many negative there. Okay, this is decent, but just the volume's not that high of Trollbox chat. How about here at this bottom? It's there's no difference here. 4.59 to 4.77. That's not really gonna help. Yeah, just not a lot of Trollbox messages here. Let's just skip to here, where there's a ton of messages. So we can see here that it's kind of flip-flop. Here, this I have to say probably does look like a great time to short, because there's so many people who are bullish. But this would not have been a good time to short, because, clearly price rose. Let's look at the next node. So more people bearish. I mean, there were more people bullish, and now there are more people bearish. What I will say, though, is that this is higher Trollbox messages than this, though. So keep that in mind. Here, now, yeah, still more people are bearish, but barely, I must say. And then we get this significant rise. More people are still bearish, barely, but yeah, people are still bearish there. And then, yeah, people are still bearish here. I mean, just a lot of people who are bearish right now. And I think that's why price is rising. Not the only reason why price is rising, but, I mean, you can just see the red, which is people who are bearish. It's just, there's a lot of it, you know? There's a lot of it. And if I was to show just negative sentiment, which I don't think is as helpful, because you need to contrast with positive sentiment. But this is what like just negative sentiment would look like, and this is what just positive sentiment would look like. But yeah, you might see like, oh, there's a boost here, right? There's like a lot of people positive, but there was also a lot of negative there too. That's why you can't just really look at one. That's not good enough. You need to kind of look at both, or you're not really going to get a good read. But here it just clearly looks like more people are bearish, which would make me more bullish. All right, guys, let's go on to the next one. Another one that I love. This one's so cool. This is showing how many people are posting profits on Bitmex chat, Trollbox chat. So realized profits, hey, I just made 1 Bitcoin. Hey, I made 0.5 Bitcoin. And unrealized, hey, currently my short is making me 2.3 Bitcoin, you know? Green is unrealized and blue is realized. And you can see just how excited people get at market tops and market bottoms. They get very excited, like right here. And if we want to go crazy, and this may crash, hopefully this doesn't crash the site or do something wonky, but 6 hour in the 1 month, is this it? This is not really high detail. Let's go to 1 hour on the 1 month. Is that gonna, okay, well, looks kind of strange. Yeah, it doesn't really look very helpful to me. All right. You've proven that. Yeah, I'm just going to go to the 1 day because it's more helpful. Yeah, there were a lot of people posting their profits here, and let's just see how much. On this guy right here, we had unrealized profit of 18 Bitcoin. Probably a short, I would say. And this is also the time, if I remember correctly, that a lot of people in Trollbox were posting bearish stuff. So yeah, this was the time when everyone was like, oh my god, it's so bearish. And then people were also posting their short profits, likely short profits. And yeah, then price had to be like, nope, goodbye to those profits, sir, ma'am, and bot, and price rose. So another one that's pretty cool is this really cool like heat map that shows you where people's positions are who posted in the Trollbox chat. Let's go to the 1 week. So that's looking at everyone who posts on the 1 week. You can see how many traders are in profit and how many traders are underwater. So above water and over water, above water and underwater. Yeah, so what I can see is that there's a large amount of longs, it looks like to be in the 92s. Oh, okay, sorry for like it's like the guys posting all over there. It's like constantly popping up and must be kind of annoying for you guys, but whatever. Yeah, the 9200s, it seems like that seems to be a level where there are a fair amount of trapped longs. So remember that. Mid 9200s, upper 9200s, a lot of trapped longs. Okay. Now, finally, let's look at the Cockiness index. This is the number of positions that are being shared with profits. This is the simplest thing probably to look at. Let's look at the 5 minute. This is just when people are getting very, very cocky about their positions. And you can see it typically occurs market bottoms, market tops. Let's go to the 1 month. Oh man, I pushed 5 minute on the 1 month. This is going to be, is it going to get mad at me? Or did it post it, actually? Oh, no, posted it. It didn't get that mad at me. I thought I was going to get really mad. But yeah, so some things that I can see. Look at this guy right here. We had just, I mean, we had a fair amount of people posting their profits. They were like, oh my gosh, probably looking at my short profit. And then price probably killed them all. Or they exited. And then we can also see some stuff going on here. I don't know if that's long profits or short profits. Unfortunately, probably it's short profits. But, you know, then price continued to go down. And now what we see is people getting cocky again. Just cockiness, you know, really all over. So it's not just the Bitmex chat that this shows the sentiment analysis of. I did want to fit this into the video. It also shows Twitter. So are the Twitter messages being more bullish or more bearish? Okay, that is not pretty, but here we go. And let me do a 5 minute. Pardon for all the switching. Let's go look here. What are people saying on CT? All right, okay. That is very, ooh, that is interesting. Do you guys see what happened here? Was that a high amount of tweets too? Okay, we need to zoom in, you know, zoom in and enhance, please, sir. Is this just me? Not a ton, but there's a fair amount of tweets, but look how positive this gets. 60% of tweets are bullish. Slash positive. I mean, what? Right when price was chilling around the what? When price was, it doesn't say where price is, but I know white is price. When Oh, it does say the price. Pardon me. When price is around like that 9,300 level that it spiked up to, people just went insane bullish, and then price was like, nope, Twitter, that's not going to happen. Goodbye. So, but yeah, my favorite part of this, where I spend probably 70% of my time, is just here. I love to look at the 5 or the 15 minute on the 1 day and just kind of see the overall mood of Trollbox chat. I do not use this as like some, primary indicator, but this is just a really good secondary or tertiary, or I don't know what you call third. I think it's tertiary, maybe. But it's nice. It's just really nice because like you can see, a fair amount of positivity in sentiment around here. 5.65% versus a 3.97, and then on very, very, very high amount of Trollbox messages. And let's say that you're like, should I short here? I'm really curious if I should short here. What do I do? This would have been a pretty good scalp short-term short. You see a ton of people are bullish. And then price falls from that 91.60 down to what? Like 91? So that would have been decently, potentially pretty good. Right now, we don't really have many messages, so I'm not really going to say that this is really a great indicator of anything. I want to see, for the 5 minute, I want to see this at least, over 200. I want to see a lot of people posting. I don't want to see just, 96 messages, because what does that really tell you? I mean, here it seems like they're clearly more bearish, but there's just not that many messages. So if anything, if I was to give my current prediction on betting against Bitmex Trollbox chat, I'd say this is probably going to go up a little bit. Price is going to go up a little bit, but I would need to see some more messages to improve my confidence with that. So that's going to be it for this video. This has actually been a pretty long video. Heimdall Research, you've done a phenomenal job with providing us this data, and I'm a big fan of social sentiment analysis, and this is a great way to kind of gauge where many retail traders' heads are at. And if you're interested in that, you can click the link in the description below and check that out. And also, if you're interested in any of the products that I offer, you can click the links in the description for those as well if you want some trading practice and trading help. With that, happy trading, and I'll see you in the next one.